Hey, back, it's me, and here we are again, continuing our look at all the Carry On films in the box set. And we are now at number 10. Yes, this is the 10th film, and it is Carry On Cleo from 1964. And what a film this is. This is great. This is all... It's just a wonderful film. It looks fantastic. It's in colour. It shows the Carry On team now know they've found a brilliant idea to do these historical carry-ons. They've got themselves really well organised. They know what they're doing, and the audience is loving it. Absolutely loving it. So we've got here a 92-minute film, standard kind of thing. I can't believe this. 73% on Rotten Tomatoes. There's still obviously those who's looking down, but even they have to admit this film has something about it. It really has. It's a famous carry-on film. I can say that really. As they all are becoming. Really, they're just amazing set of films. Now this was preceded. The last film we had was Carry On Spying. Remember that? Yes, Carry On Spying. And then after this, we're going to get Carry On Cowboy. Some great themes here already. This is just fantastic, isn't it? It's written by Talbot Rothwell. Oh, wow, what a job he's doing on these scripts now. Then produced, as usual, by Peter Rogers and directed by Gerald Thomas. It was filmed at Pinewood Studios and some location at Chobham Common. Hey, back. And now, I think the important thing to say, why this film looks as good as it does. I mean, I've never seen anything quite like this for a relatively low budget film, is because, yes, the costumes and sets were originally made for Cleopatra, the 1963 film, and all production was then moved to Rome, and these were left behind. Wow. And of course, that film, Cleopatra, is infamous. Infamous, yes, because it lost a hell of a lot of money and it was a total flop. It was one of the most magnificent films on what we saw on the screen. It was a box office flop. It literally nearly brought down the studio. The financial implications were so dire for the studio. You could say even affected then these blockbusters, because it was an era of blockbusters. You know, we had things like El Cid, Lawrence of Arabia, these massive films with locations, and the costs were incredible. But for the Carry On film team, this was an opportunity they did not waste. And wow, it looks fantastic. It really does. It's great. What can I say about that? It's just, I was just watching it again on the TV, and it's just amazing. It really is. And not just that, not just the looks. It's so funny. The script, it's spot on. The jokes in it, and of course it's got some just some great performances as well. So let's get into that. We've got Sid James back. Yes, Sid James is playing Mark Antony, which is a great role for him. And it's so, well, Sidney James, isn't it? And of course, Kenneth Williams is playing Julius Caesar. Yes, wonderful. And we've got Charles Hawtrey playing Seneca. He's as dotty and daft as ever. That's all I'm going to say. Perfect. Perfect. And then, I'm really pleased to see this. We've got the return of Kenneth Connor. Yes, Kenneth Connor's back as Engis Pod. It's so good to see him. Though I think, again, there's going to be another break with him. I think he returns on Carry On Up the Khyber. But he's in this film and he's Kenneth Connor and he's funny, he's brilliant. I just love Kenneth Connor. And, yes, listen to this, Joan Sims is back. Joan Sims playing Calpurnia. I love Joan Sims. She's just such a great comic actress. She really is. Did you know that? Did you know? She would appear now in every Carry On film up to Carry On Emmanuel in 1978. What an actress. I bet there's none in the team that have had that many appearances. It's amazing. She still continues. Fantastic. And seeing her with Kenneth Connor there is always great. Even though they don't really have as much interaction, the interaction with Kenneth Connor is perhaps a bit different in this to what we'd seen him with Joan Sims in the past. But Joan Sims with Kenneth Williams is ever so funny. She just makes me laugh. I love her. I really do love her. And then Jim Dale, he's the regular, isn't he? He plays awesome and a great part. And then Amanda Barrett, she looks beautiful, doesn't she? She plays Cleopatra. We'd seen her last in Carry On Cabby from 1963. She only made 2 appearances, but of course she went on to do a lot of things, but is perhaps seen most famously for a role in Coronation Street soap opera, but she was in a lot more TV things. There's anything like Bad Girls and brilliant stuff. So she's in this. And then we've got Sheila Hancock playing Cenopod. Now, you look at Sheila Hancock and she goes right back. She's got she's still with us as well, which is great. She had a massive stage, film and TV career. In fact, she didn't make as many films as much as she's done in TV and stage and musicals. 2 films that she was in is Buster, 1988, which is quite a famous big film, and also a very interesting film was The Boy in the Striped Pajamas of 2008, which is an amazing film. She was in that. She was, of course, most famously married to John Thaw, the great television actor. The Sweeney, Inspector Morse, all these were giant TV series. But she had she's just a really great quality actress with a distinguished career. Then, yes, we've got another Doctor Who connection. We've got a Doctor Who himself. We have got John Pertwee. It's not a big part, but he's there. And it's John Pertwee, loving it. You can see how much he loves these roles. He's playing the Soothsayer. Now, he is going to be in Carry On Cowboy, 1965. He's going to be in Carry On Screaming, which I know a lot of you talk about. Carry On Screaming, we get in there. That's 1966. And he was in Carry On Columbus, which a lot of people don't want to talk about because it's so bad, apparently. But yeah, I keep getting these actors that did pop up in it. Yeah. So that's interesting. The next actor, who I've mentioned a lot before, is Peter Gilmore. He plays the Galley Master. He was in Carry On Jack, Carry On Doctor, Carry On Jack 1963, Carry On Doctor 1969, Carry On Henry, yeah, Carry On Henry 1971, and dare I say it again, he's in Carry On Columbus 1992. Oh, why? Oh my. And then another face that is an interesting appearance is Warren Mitchell. You could see him there. He plays Heckler. I think that's it. Yeah, Heckler. He was in the Hammer film, which I absolutely love, is The Curse of the Werewolf, 1961. He was also in the Beatles film Help. But of course, he's massively known as playing Alf Garnett in the various incarnations of this character in the TV series that were done. And that's, you know, it's always interesting to see somebody who becomes very well known in a certain area and how their career develops and begun. And there he is in this. And he, as well, has a lot of distinguished roles as well. But you say he's well known for that role particularly. So, what is the film about? Yes, we get there. Well, you can say it's about a lot of things, but you get these two Britons, along with a few others, captured by the Romans. The two Britons are, of course, Kenneth Connor's character, Engis Pod, and Jim Dale is also there. But there's some others that get captured as well. And they get taken to Rome. And in Rome, it all develops. I suppose you could say the politics of the time, the relationships between Julius Caesar, yes, Kenneth Williams, and Mark Antony, Sidney James, and the beautiful Amanda Barrett as Cleopatra. It's this that is the center point of their relationships. And of course, it's actually based on, you could say, the actual epic flop Cleopatra, and also a lot of Shakespeare as well, because Shakespeare was involved. And they are able to incorporate all this historical stuff wonderfully into the script and make it just so funny. The jokes, the contemporary jokes, the puns, it all works so well. You can't help but just laugh and love it. And as I say, it looks so good. And of course, now, this is what some of you may have all been waiting for. It includes perhaps the most famous line from a Carry On film. And you know what it is. I'm going to say it. It's infamy! Infamy! They're all got it. Infamy! I wasn't very good at that. I'll do it again. Infamy! Infamy! They've all got it. Infamy! I'm sorry, I'm not very good. But there it is. That famous thing had people over the years laughing at it. In fact, the scriptwriter Talbot Rothwell used this from a radio production from Take It From Here, it was called. And it was written by very well-known scriptwriters, Frank Muir and Dennis Norden. Yeah. And they were very happy to let him take this line from there. Fantastic. So there it is. That's where the infamy line comes from. And, you know, when you see it, you know it's coming, and there it is. It's so funny. Still funny even after all these years. The film, it was a massive financial success, and again, it sort of, the whole films now that are being produced by this Carry On team, it's all sealed. It's all, as I've been telling you through the weeks, how well put together and organized they are. As they remind me of like Hammer. They're so well organized, and here we are. They're making big money now for this kind of film, and also it's even getting worldwide. Look, in Australia, it was a massive, massive success. Absolutely, it was beating all the sort of blockbuster films. Even this is the power of this. It caught something. Maybe at the time as well, it was just it caught something, and it's producing such wonderful, funny films which the audience want. There's an appetite for this kind of film, and they were very happy to satisfy that appetite. And you know, when you look at all these films, you feel really. I feel quite proud that we produced these British films. You know, and I know that I think they kind of went out of fashion a little bit, you know, a few years ago. People didn't realise how important and how big they were. And now I think they are getting that recognition, even though we're in a time when a lot of these films seem rather, well, they simply would not be made. They wouldn't make them because of the times we live in. They'd be offending people and all that kind of stuff. But this was a different time, and it stands up so well. It's still funny. Wouldn't we love to go back to some of these times? I don't know. I'm just enjoying watching these films, and I think a lot of you people do as well that enjoy film would appreciate these films as well. And it's interesting. I always look at Hammer and looking at these as well. It's fantastic. I mean, there isn't that many real misses in these films at all, which is, I mean, the amount of films is fantastic. So, all I'm just going to show you now is, as usual, there's the box set on network. Hopefully, you'll still be able to get these. You know, we've had problems with network, but I think there should still be quite a few copies, and hopefully network, some of that might get rescued in the future. But you know, there is the box set, and I can't recommend that highly enough. These films are fantastic. So if you're new to the channel and are interested in what I do, please subscribe. If you enjoying it and liking it, please give it a like. It costs no. I need them because I would subscribe either, which nowadays is really good. You can't say fairer than that, can you? And if you have any comments, please put your comments. I love to read your comments and I'll answer them. And yeah, great. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.